Howdy everyone. Alright, so to get everybody caught up on what I've been doing, as I had said in a previous video, what did I say in my previous video? I needed to do the top gear leg fairings, but at the time I didn't have them. The order was messed up a little bit and they were sending me a replacement. So while I was waiting on that, I went back to engine work, and I believe I've already talked about the exhaust being installed, at least the header pipes, and I had the the EGT probes installed. So since then, I've just been finishing up all of the wiring and the different fuel lines. Although the fuel lines were already in, I was going to work on the oil lines, but I'll get to that in a second. So now I believe I am completely finished with the wiring. I have the magnetos now in place and wired. I have them timed. The P leads and grounds and power and all that have been installed. The mags are permanently in place. They've been positioned in a way that makes them a little bit more functionable, and they've been timed. I've got all my other various probes and sensors and wires are now hooked up. And I've got my wire bundles secure. I also installed the field wire for the alternator that is on a switch that is also installed. Well, that's not entirely true. It's basically hardwired, but it's hardwired to the VPX, and if I go through the VPX software, I can turn it on and off. So that's that for wiring. I have this wire bundle here. These are all spares. These are different functions for the engine information system that I am not going to use. Most of them are auxiliary wires, and I don't need any more auxiliary inputs. And there are a couple others that just are not usable or not needed with a fuel injected engine. So I'm going to say that the wiring is complete. I'm going to say that the engine wiring hookup is complete. And like I said, the fuel lines are done, although those have been done for a while. I need to connect my 2 oil lines to my oil cooler. I have one temporarily in place here, and I have the other one made as well. Those are both made and ready to go in. However, my oil cooler will sit here, and then it's got a plenum that will attach it to the back side of my baffle. But in order for me to finalize this position, I need to fit it to the baffle. Of course, I have not done the baffles quite yet, so I need to fit the baffles to the engine, then I need to fit the plenum and the oil cooler to the baffle, and then I can reconnect my oil lines. So those are on hold. The 2 other things that I need to do is I need to run my sensor lines for my oil pressure and my fuel pressure. I need to run the lines from these to the engine. I need to order some fittings and some hose to do that, so that is not done quite yet as well. So right now, the only things that I am waiting on engine-wise, I believe, are just those 2 lines and getting the oil cooler connected. So now that I have the top intersection fairings back in hand, I'm going back to those. So I've got the plane back up in the air. There is no load on the wheels. They are off the ground. It's been leveled. Don't know that leveling it at this point matters because I'm just fitting the fairing to the leg and to the fuselage. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to attach that with only 2 screws, and then I'll start working on cowling stuff and who knows what after that. So that's kind of where I've been, and where I'm going next are the top intersection fairings. So I believe that's it. I believe we are all caught up at the moment, so I will talk to you guys later.